Mike Jones here with Ken's. It's July already. We have an amazing show. Wait, just remember the Dodge Charger? Whoa! You're going to see awesome security, awesome churches, awesome sound, all thanks to you. Let's get inside and check it all out.
Real Georgia's #1 sight and sound source. Go to Ken's.
All right, in the world of 12 volt, which would include, car stereos, side-by-sides, golf carts, boats, motorcycles, all those things, this is the arena that comes in. In our Macon Superstore and our Warner Robins Superstore, we have the exact same display, exact same radios. We carry brands like Pioneer, we carry brands like Alpine, we carry brands like Stinger, and these are all going to be in stock. Speaker-wise, we're going to have Alpine, we're going to have DS18, JL Audio, and Pioneer, and all those guys. A lot of different brands, a lot of different ways of sound, which is important when you come in for us to put our music on or to put your music on to make sure you hear it your way, if that makes sense. Now, in the world of radios, they make radios, so this classic, and I'm going to take you over to a car just in a minute that has this same size radio, but a very different performance standard. This is called a single DIN, like our old school muscle cars and stuff. I was a big Camaro guy growing up, Mustang guy. This is what you did. You did an AM/FM CD. Definitely AM/FM with the thumb drive for the modern world where you can charge your phone or put a thumb drive in. And of course, Bluetooth matters very, very much. So we have a slew of those, and that works out well. We do have flip outs back in stock. This is Pioneer's flip out for folks that want the touchscreen but don't want to modify the dash, for what they call a double DIN, the larger size radios. That's going to be in stock. We have a $299 touchscreen with CD, with or without CD. It has both options there. And then you get into the bigger ones that are going to be anywhere from 6-inch, 7-inch, all the way up to the big, what they call Mahomet, the Stinger IX. And this can go portrait. It can be sideways or that way, if it makes sense to make it that way. All touchscreen. You can get them with CarPlay wired or Android Auto wired or wireless, which is how we're doing this right now. You're seeing the wireless version of that. So they're going to be anywhere from, again, just a couple $100 all the way up to the top dog, which is about $1,500. So no, we got you covered on the price. And guess what? When you buy it, unless we modify it, you don't have to pay any money for the labor. You just buy the pieces and parts you need. In the world of speakers, we do carry Alpine. We've been an Alpine dealer since 1978. Very important. We've been a Pioneer dealer since 1978. And back then there was another brand called Panasonic, which is crazy, but they are no longer. But these guys have gotten better and better over time. This is the world of DS18. They make a bunch of series. This is their Pro series. I'm going to give you a little demo of that. This speaker is really, really good. What's important to know about a speaker like that, when you get to a Pro Series speaker, it's going to have a neodymium or a silk-based tweeter. It's going to have a polyurethane film around here to be able to keep up with the weather side of it. But they hold a lot of power. Most of the time they have some type of a super horn to give you a very wide view. So a lot of speakers have about a 98 degree of sound, right? It's channeled to 98 degrees. A lot of these nicer speakers with the super horns will go 128 degrees. So it's a much wider view. A lot of times when the doors are down low, the speakers are down low, like in a Honda Accord, you need to go there. These are only $200, $100 a piece, which is really nice. So anywhere you can imagine, Sony Mobile, ES, JL Audio, and Alpine, and we have prices anywhere from about $99 and up. I should say $99 for a pair and up. And guess what? If it fits in your factory location, no labor. That's what we've been doing since 1978. In the world of bass packages, we do all kind of bass packages, whether you just do boxes like this, subwoofer boxes like this, or subwoofer boxes like this, or if you do custom. Now, speaking of custom, last month, I showed you a Dodge Charger. If you remember, we were dynamating with the new Dynamat Pro. It was a car that was bought at Barrett-Jackson, and it was brought here from Barrett-Jackson for us to do what Ken's does. Wait till you see this. Awesome. All right, we are inside this 1970 Dodge Charger. Absolutely, I just got to take it all in for a second. Woo, daddy. All right, this console was built before, when you picked it up Barrett Jackson. And this has the tweeter and the mid-range, and you're seeing the cutaway. There's a mid-bass in the back of this console that gives you good feel of sound here. Down in the kick pods, I'm sure you've seen the sit-down, which is way down here where my feet are. There's a super tweeter, and there's a custom-made grill for the 6.5 that sits behind it, because the 6.5 would stick out too far and would hit the emergency brake on this side, so we actually flushed it into the panel that's behind it, which is super nice. In the rear deck, I'm sure you've seen a cutaway now. Again, there's a lot of cutaways here. It's got 4 6.5s. I actually took a picture of it before we built the back deck, back to customize the back deck. So 4 6.5s. So what you're seeing is tweeter 6-inch, tweeter 4-inch, 6-inch, 4 6-inch. That's the mids and highs by itself. That by itself would make a concert jealous. Now, in the rear, we've got the subwoofers in place and a tremendous amount of power. 1,800 watts on bass, 1,200 watts on highs, and I'm going to get to the magic in the trunk in just a second. But we can't do this without showing you this. This is Sony's Mobile ES CD player. This is the nicest sounding Bluetooth high-res audio CD player on the planet Earth. It is unbelievable. It's about a $1,500 retail piece. And if you're saying, ooh, wow, this is what you put in a car that comes from Barrett-Jackson if you want the best possible sound quality you can get. And if you're like me and you're a super nerd, that's the only way to go. So in the world, how does it sound? Well, this takes a month, and I'm not exaggerating, a month, all the way to the skin. If you remember seeing the show last month, if not, when you get done watching this and go to last month, and you'll see on the show that we had it all the way to the skin, means down to the metal, and we put in what they call Dynamat Pro. We had to keep the car solid or it would rattle because, again, it's a 1970. Think about 55 years old, right? And so we bit a Dynamat everywhere, front, back, under the seats, floor pan, everything, trunk, everything. We even custom built the trunk. If you're ready to go, we're going to do a demo. All right, what you're seeing here is this is a 1970 Dodge Charger now. That's the front camera view. You see the front where our sign is and everything. Then when I put it in reverse, I get my rear camera view. I'm really, really close to that car behind me. Check it out, ready? Front view, back view, and it's still a rear view mirror. Is that not absolutely incredible in this 1970 Dodge Charger? All right, when you come around to the back, this is so good. Look at this. So the subwoofer box is in there. That way you have all the bass firing forward. 1 amplifiers, 2 amplifiers, 3 amplifiers, 4. All these are status. It's the best amplifiers Alpine makes. 2 are committed specifically to mids and highs, and then 1 on each subwoofer. And what we did is we boxed all of this out. I hope you're seeing the cutaway it was before. None of this existed. We boxed all of this out, and it has such a great, I love the fact that they went with these very high-end hinges and how they fit perfectly into the way our guys used all of the tools necessary to make this look like a factory piece. All right, and you notice here, of course you see all the cut, but see this pin here. The reason that's important is we put a monster alarm on that, and so as you see with this keypad here, this allows me to lock the doors. Yes, lock the doors on a 1970 Dodge Charger. Unlock the doors. It allows me to remote start the vehicle if I have to, and you can put a tracker on it, because what you don't want is your Barrett-Jackson Charger in someone else's garage, right? So this covers everything. It has an impact sensor if they try to break the glass. It has a level sensor if they try to jack it up and steal the wheels, and it comes with everything you need built into this. It comes with 2 remote controls, and these security systems have a lifetime warranty on them from Viper. They are the very best they are. So he is protected. He has sound. It's all custom done. I cannot wait for him to get here. And you know what I'm going to say? This is what we do. Awesome. All right, in the world of HD TV, you know, we do Sony, we do Samsung, we do a little bit LG, and we do Sony. I mean, we do size-wise, we do anywhere from 2232 all the way up to the 98, which that's the largest flat panel you can buy right now is a 98. But what you need to know is when you come in, we do pick the right ones, but if you have a specific need that we don't have, we have such a good relationship, we normally can get those TVs very, very fast, just in a couple of days, being the fact that they're both based in America now. Now, when you come in, you'll be able to pick what you want as far as features, but kind of the standard for folks is you get a smart TV whether you like it or not, but because a lot of people have transitioned from cable and from satellite over into smart stuff like YouTube TV and Hulu and that stuff, all of these TVs are going to have all of those features built in, and they make it really, really easy to use. So my recommendation is to come in, measure where you're going to get your stuff, and then, you know, here's my width, this is what I can allow. Or if you want and you don't feel like messing with that, there's my phone number. I will come out there for free, and we'll choose what fits over your mantle or what fits on top of your furniture or what fits, you know, and a lot of times you have this older furniture, you know, that was made for a tube TV. You have to be real careful about what will fit into that. Speaking of that, if you need furniture, you know, we do carry the furniture. You'll see a big row of these. They come in all types of finishes. They're all real wood, and we have done so well with these folks over the last 5 years. And this company from Progressive Furniture approached us and said, how would you like to just be our brand in Middle Georgia? And we took this over. So we have a slew of these things. You can also come in and look through our book and see what you want. So in the world of it, we have the furniture covered as well. In the world of TVs, everybody always wants to know about price. Price is anywhere from $200 all the way up to what you can stomach. But let's just say you can't stomach it all right now. We have no credit check financing, which is super nice. We'll give you 90 days same as cash or up to a year with interest. We have a 4-month layaway if you just want to set it aside while you're building your house or building your room or whatever you want to do. And then we have 6 months, sometimes 12 months, sometimes 18 months, sometimes 24 months, sometimes 36 months at 0%. So you kind of have to time that right. So when you come in, talk to the Brainiacs and say, hey, what do you offer right now? So when you come in, talk to the Brainiacs and we'll figure out when do you get it delivered? Whenever you want. We're closed on Sunday. Monday through Saturday, if you need it, we will make that happen. I just got a phone call today. Here we are right before the 4th. You're seeing this right before July the 4th. I have to have it by the 4th. I have people coming over. I said, you know what, it's July the 1st. How about July the 2nd? How's that sound? If I have to do it myself, this is what we do. All right, in Sandersville, this is a gazebo. And this isn't a crazy thing because they needed a lot of sound. Because a lot of times what they will do is they will have a huge area over there. They'll have a truck bed there and they'll have these live bands play. They need to be able to throw that sound all the way back here because they fill this entire square up with people all the way around and they need to be able to hear. So that's number one. Number two, they need to be able to play music. They need to be able to have a microphone. There's a lot that have to be able to Bluetooth music. Everything had to happen from here. Well, however, when you have this, with no closet, what is my options? Well, number one, we had to do speakers. So let's talk about speakers. In the speakers world, we did clip speakers. We did what they call big mamas. Actually, that's my word for it. But these things right here, this is the Klipsch 8-inch right there. They are Klipsch 8-inch, and we actually painted them to match the gazebo, which is super cool. Now, how do we run wires when you're dealing with this type of a complex? Well, in these columns right here, these are hollow on the inside. We found out the hard way. So we had to get the wires from up there, when you have 4 of these speakers like this, down into this area. Now, what is this area? Well, this is where I need to house my equipment. Well, what else I got to have is I have to have some type of weather control. Weather control meaning, how do I keep heat out? How do I keep bugs out? How do I keep cold out? All right, there's this storage area here. And the idea behind this is when you open this piece up, this allows me to get inside. There is my box right there. So this box allows me to have a temperature controlled box that allows me to house all of my equipment, and it keeps everything cool. It needs to be cool, and warm when it needs to be warm, and that is my electronics. So I can close the storage piece back up, and now it all fits into there. Keeping in mind, there's a lot that had to happen to get that speaker right there and all of those cables down this column all the way down into there. Now, everything about this turned out exactly as planned. My guys spent a day out here. This thing jams. I mean, there's so much sound that the people in that courthouse came out and said, could you please turn that down? And I was like, I love it when people say it plays too loud. Anyway, here we are, Sandersville, in this amazing historic area with this amazing gazebo that's just been done, and Ken's got it down. It is beautiful. This is what we do. All right, we do a lot of movie theaters. This is our movie theater at our Macon location. But, we do full-blown theaters, in bonus rooms. We do full-blown theaters down in people's basements. I got one next month I'm going to show you up in Forsyth and River Forest that we did in a gentleman's basement that was literally just a room begging for it to be perfect. It was his design. We just followed his rules, which turned out great. We also do a lot of bonus areas, like rooms that are above garages. As a matter of fact, I'm fixing to show you one now. But getting on top of that to kind of remind you, we do floor standing speakers. As you can tell, this is called an RF7. This is one of the nicest speakers on the planet from Klipsch. I love this speaker. Sounds incredible. We do SV sound. We do a tremendous amount of those. But we also do custom flush mount speakers, which I'm going to be showing you in a minute. I'm going to turn that down just a tad. I got a little excited with surround sound. We do Yamaha, we do Sony ES, we do Macintosh, which is what is in my Macon, and I come to you and design it. So saying all of that, check out this room that was above this gentleman's garage, and we had done a theater for him before, and he says, we miss it. We bought a new house, let's do it again. Check this out. All right, when we do a theater, obviously I'm in a theater, but this is a bonus room above a garage, and we'd already done a house before them, but when they bought their new house, they said, we want the same theater again and even more sound, and more video. So what you're seeing right now, this is with all the lights on, and look how good that picture is. This is a 133-inch diagonal, so a 10-foot wide screen, all Klipsch speakers. We have tower speakers here that do the job. These are their reference series speakers, which I absolutely positively love. We do these in the corner mount so they can fire in to make the sweet spot right here in the middle with the family gets their movie grunt on or sports on or whatever it is. Center channel there, we custom did this center channel stand to keep it underneath. That's your dialogue. So here's effect speakers and dialogue. Up here you've got the in-wall and the in-ceiling speakers because we did a 7-channel Atmos surround through a Sony ES receiver. We'll get that to a second. So end ceilings here that give us our height. So we're going to go to a demo in just a second. So when the dinosaur is tall and the people are short and they're talking and he's growling, we hear that height with this new series with Atmos that gives us height speakers. We have flush mount speakers in the rear. I'm sure you've seen a cutaway of those now. They are flush. And the blessing of this bonus room is the ceiling was actually slanted that gives me some effect from down. So I can actually have speakers that roll off all the way into the back. If it sounds technical, it is technical, that's a fact. Now, in the corner, I'm sure you see in a cutaway now, we have a Klipsch subwoofer, 12-inch, 450 watts of power. Wonderful. He could do 2 of those in if he wanted, but it really has a tremendous amount of bass. How much power? About 1,000 watts of power plus our subwoofer. So right now, you really need to hear it. Then we'll come back to the logistics. Check out these. I did a couple of demo snippets to give you an idea about sound quality. Check this out. All right, see what I'm saying? Like that was a little snippet of music, of racing, and it just kind of gives you in Jurassic Park, it gives you an idea that when you do a theater, everybody always asks, well, it just do regular TV. It will do anything that you want it to do, whether you're watching the news with your morning coffee or you're watching a 4K crazy Cayman or whatever that is in there, whatever you want to do, this will do that. You can do Apple TV, DirecTV, Cox Cable, all those guys and get it in there. We hardwire it right into your modem so you can do all your streaming services. And it's awesome. All right, and with that, we did a custom cabinet. I'm sure you've seen a cutaway of the laser projector by Sony now, but you're seeing a cutaway of this. This was a wall that goes into their attic space. So we modified this. You've probably seen a couple of pictures modification, but this cabinet keeps it where it's got some temperature control. It's lockable if you choose to. And then we trimmed it out to match the trim that he has on the door to make it look nice and clean. It's got a surge protector in there, Apple TV, and a Sony 1000 ES projector that has tremendous power. So what you get at the end of the day is you have, 133-inch picture. Like I said, when you turn this light off, hey, look at the size of this image and look at the size of me. This is what you want in your movie theater, but you got one of these big windows to let it spill it all in and let you get the most out of your bonus room. I cannot wait for him to walk in the door and see his 7-channel Atmos surround sound Sony ES 133-inch screen. He is about to live the dream tonight. He says, I love movies, I love sports, and I love music. Bada bing, bada bang, this is what we do. All right, when you do security cameras, especially when you do a commercial type building, you need a lot of views, anywhere from, the cameras come in 4, they come in 8, 16, 32, all the way to hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. The idea is you've got to have an IT room where we can hardwire to the internet, which we did. And this actually had their IT stuff up here, which made it very easy. So we just put our data, our security rack down here. Here's our monitor to be able to download stuff. So it will be on their phones, be on all their computers. But if you come in here, you can download, pop a thumb drive in right here to give to the police officers when you have to prosecute for bad people. Now, you see these views here. I'm just going to kind of come through these just a little bit. And you got to understand what the details, how much they matter to you. And you have to see the views, and it's just, look at how crystal clear. I can see the tag number on this vehicle right here. This is, of course, ours being our own. But you'll see the clarity when you look at the detail. Doorway, 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 doorway. You get all the details there. Hold on, let me show you. I think you see my front parking lot. There's the vehicle that's leaving. Clearly white Chevrolet Silverado. I can even read the floor mat here. This is what matters when you go with a higher end camera. They make Wi-Fi only cameras, and they're pretty good. Hardwired Cat 6 cable cameras are the best, and they come in 3 megapixel, 4 megapixel, 6 megapixel. They have audio and video. And in this particular business, when you will see the backyard, here's that. Here's fuel tank, trash can, and people, again, people do some crazy stuff in the thief world. But the idea behind this is to have all the details we want, time clock, door. So whoever comes to this door to clock in, we know they actually clocked in and just didn't go get in their car and leave, which we've seen people do that before, not here, but in another place. But this is recording 24 hours, 7 days a week. And then going back up to the foyer, this is the foyer. So whoever comes through that door, doorway, doorway, hallway, hallway, doorway, doorway. You can't get into the building or the facility without being recorded by at least 3 different views at the same time. And because it has a giant hard drive, they'll have weeks and weeks and weeks of compiled recordings in case somebody did end up here that shouldn't, and we didn't realize for a couple of days. This thing's storing all of this data that we can put onto a thumb drive. So right now, as we're talking, you're seeing the cutaways of the cameras outside. And what we did is we did like a darker gray cameras to match the outside trim, white cameras on the inside trim for the obvious to make things match. And we think through that to make sure that you kind of you know there's a camera, but it's not sticking out like a sore thumb, if that makes sense. We're also going to put, you are being recorded throughout the place and everything. So whoever ends up in there knows they're getting recorded all the way down to their vehicle, to their face, what they're wearing. I tell people all the time, if you're looking at the camera and you can't tell the difference between, say, me and the person filming this right now, and the fact that I'm wearing a red Ken shirt, and if it looks like Sasquatch, you didn't buy the right cameras. We have to be able to identify that it was me, a white guy in a red shirt driving a white truck, and that's the idea behind these. Now, what does this take to do? Well, this took a 4-man crew about 13 hours to get it all done. All our data cable had to come in out of the ceiling. We had to have a place we could lock all this stuff down, and this is a room they can lock it all down. That way we can keep the recording without anybody being able to get to the recording. There's my phone number that comes up. The idea behind that is just like this. I'm at Donnie's Propane, and I love this family so very much. And the idea behind that is you call me, we come design a system. We set up 2 different parameters based on budget and performance, and then we come do our thing. We got here one morning. We got rained out a little bit on the afternoon, but we finished this morning. So at the end of the day, it's on their phones. It's on their computers. It's recording 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So even if they don't have internet, this recording is still storing all of these images all the time, and the clarity is spot on, and they have sound. And plus is backed by our on-site service. Again, there's my phone number again. The estimate is free. Don't buy security after you need it. Buy it before you need it. This is what we do. All right, we are in the fellowship hall at First Presbyterian Church. So this is a big room, as you can tell. And with a big room, you have to have big sound. Now, before they had JBL speakers hanging from the ceiling, which do a good job, but they have to exercise very hard to fill up a room like this with size. So what we did is we came in with the Sanctuary Series speakers. These are 15-inch, 2-way. You have one on each side of the stage. It kind of fills in what they call a hot spot for all the tables in the center like they're decorated today. If you look over on this other wall right here, walk over here. Over here we've got another set. The idea behind that is when you fill this up, when you have 300-400 people in here, we have to build a hot spot for the back side of the room, right? So now you're filling here, and then this fills in the gap, and that way you don't have crazy echo, and you don't have to play that so hard where the people in the first 2 or 3 tables get smoked because it's so loud, right? So coming back around, having their own video, their video was fine. There was no reason to replace it. It all worked fine. So they basically have 2 giant 85s on the side and 75s here. What we did add, though, is, I'm going to flip you around, is in the rear of the room where they already had their own booth, we did an 85-inch Sony that is the mirror image of what is going on in the front. Now, you're seeing a cutaway of the booth right now because what we were here for is to get the audio straightened out, because we had to get everything out of the ceiling that was old analog and stuff. Yamaha digital mixer back there that'll give them iPad control. It'll give them digital presets. In the mixer world, a lot of people will mess with stuff, and they shouldn't. And then right when it comes time for an event like they're having tonight, then you can't put it where it was. Well, with a digital mixer, you hit one button and everything resets where it was, so you know that it's going to sound like it's supposed to. I'm going to flip back around here. We also wired some plates on the wall up there that allow them to have floor monitors, so that people that are up here when they do praise and worship or whatever they do, they can hear themselves speak. How does it sound? Listen at the sound quality of just this one microphone through those Sanctuary Series 15-inch speakers. Again, when you have 4,000 watts of power, this is how it's supposed to sound. We put in huge power amplifiers, have big, huge power conditioners, but wow, listen to that sound. And they have the ability to play multiple microphones. So end of the day, what it takes is, it takes a plan. So when I came down here and I met with their man, that we've done a bunch of work for them in the past, and we just designed a system that works in this size room. Again, looking at the grandeur of this room, I'm just going to kind of walk with you here and look at the size of this room. It is just enormous. And the idea is to plan this correctly. We send our crew. The blessing of our crew is we have a big enough crew that no matter what size the job, we do anywhere from the smallest of small when it comes to doing churches or residential and stuff to the biggest of big like this. But I have a big enough crew that we can get here one morning, and guess what? In the afternoon of one day, this entire AV system was done and ready to go for their event that is tonight. So First Presbyterian Church Fellowship Hall is ready. This is what we do. Hey, thank you. Thank you so much for watching our infomercial, and we are so grateful to do what you allow us to do. So all the car audio you see, all the security cameras you see, all the churches you see, all the theaters you see, all that's because y'all allow us to do it. I love your minds, and I love my men and women's minds when they all mend together and make something amazing. Speaking of amazing, you saw that Dodge Charger was amazing. That thing just turned out so great. We started from the beginning. That literally was bought at Barrett Jackson and brought here, and then we Kensified it, and he is taking delivery of it literally like right now. I can't wait for him to get here and see it. Of course, you see we do security cameras of all shapes and sizes. We do theaters from all shapes, and we can do turnkey installations, meaning, we don't have to farm anything out. I have an electrician, I have a painter, carpenter, I have installers. They are certified, sometimes certifiable in a lot of ways, but in this way, they're certified. Low voltage certification. We are insured and bonded. We have MECP certification. We have CDS certification. And if that all sounds crazy, that's just like if you see an MD on the wall, they are all MDs. We don't allow any halfway in our company to make sure we serve you the best way. Here's the way you keep in the modern world. Back in the old days, we would just call each other. This is the new way to do those things. And we have a YouTube, we have a Facebook and an Instagram. Our YouTube now, we're going to have a YouTube channel now that has broken down in categories. So probably by the time you get to see this, we'll kind of be heading into that area. You'll be able to just go watch all the churches, watch all the car audio custom stuff. And that way you can kind of pick out what you want to get your brains, because you guys have got some amazing ideas. That's the way to keep up with us with our specials and all the cool things that are going on between our Kens in Macon and our Kens in Warner Robins. Keep in mind, we have a Macon store right here by the amphitheater, and then by the Home Goods on Watson Boulevard in Warner Robins. And we have a crew in both that can serve you very, very well if you need me to come to you. My nephew, Kurt, there's our phone number that comes up. We come to you. There is no charge for that, no matter what. South Carolina and Alabama, a little bit of Florida, Georgia, all over Georgia, of course. That's what we do. It's an estimate. The estimate is free and the design is free. And the blessing of that is, like we're doing Fulton County Courthouse here right now in July. And because of that, we went up there and designed the whole system. And their words were, it's so nice to have somebody hands-on. It's not some nickel and diming thing. We are not that. We want the turnkey package and to give you the service after the sale, which is what the duck means. Don't be a duck in a lake full of hunters, what my dad used to say. Don't be a duck. We service what we sell, is what my brother Kenny and I say today. So with that being said, if you have a problem, or if you don't have a problem, but you had an amazing experience, which I hope everyone is, there's me and my brother's phone number. We own this company. We are the second generation of Joneses. We're raising our third generation to be in it. We want to know what's going on so I can reward those that do the right thing, and I can discipline those that don't do the right thing. But what we want, no matter what, is we don't take it for granted. We want to serve you as best as we possibly can. So I need to know if you will please do that for me. There's our phone numbers one more time. I always end with scripture. It says in Psalm 16, verse 8, I have set the Lord continually before me. Because he is my right hand, I will not be shaken. Okay, what that means is, he's got me. In my trial and tribulation, he has me. When I'm on my mountain, what my job is, just go find the ones that are in their trial and tribulation. When I'm in my trial and tribulation, it's the ones on the mountain that need to try to help me come back into the light. I don't know about you, but as comfortable it is to be in the dark, that kind of dark I don't want to be in. I want to be I want to be holding God's hand so he can protect me from this completely crazy world. Give it a try. Give it a try. You see, it is amazing. Come see us at Ken's in Macon in Warner Robins. Mike Jones, here we can. Yeah, should I do my fair voice? Great put together installer people. Thanks to you. Let's get started. What happens is, when I have an issue, I just hand it off to him. That's the blessing of having family working in the business. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I really do. I wasn't just kidding. Maybe I'm not kidding. All right. I could do this all day long. Let's do it one more time. All right, you may have to piece that part together. Ready, set, go. This is what we do. Okay. Okay. All right, back off.